Welcome to the Room of Lives. I'm your host, Neil. 2 months ago, I went on a 23-day backpacking trip to Thailand with my girlfriend Prachi and my friend Nicolas Fuentes Musitu. And I realized that Buddhist monks are sort of a big deal there. They're seen as very important people. They usually travel in public transport for free and sit in spaces reserved only for monks. One time my girlfriend and I were on a rural bus and a monk was sitting next to us. Not only did he not pay for a ticket, but a rural guy got on the bus and just gave the monk some money as an offering. And the monk just took it. And then that guy sat down next to my girlfriend and sort of kept staring at her a lot, although she said later that she didn't even notice. Anyway, while Nicholas, Prachi, and I were in the northern capital city of Chiang Mai, I arranged for us to go and attend a monk chat program. This program happens at the MCU Buddhist University or the Mahachulalongkornaraja Vidyalaya University at the Wat Suandok Temple. And the idea is that the Buddhist monks who reside there come and share their views and experiences with ordinary people in exchange for sharpening their English skills. When we went to this monk chat, I was fortunate enough to encounter 2 monks there who spoke Bangla, my first language. The first guy was from Bangladesh, and he told me about his journey and experiences in Bangla, which was great. The second monk was Fra Keke, who's sort of a well-polished teacher monk who also teaches introductory meditation classes regularly. As I found out on a blog that I have linked, KK was orphaned when he was a young child, and now he manages an orphanage. In this recording, you'll hear the voices of me, Prachi, and Nicholas speaking with Fra KK. We ask him such questions as, is the monk life a sacrifice? Do you miss anything about your previous ordinary life? What is enlightenment, and do you think you'll get enlightened? Do you still have friends, and is that attachment okay? How do you feel about monks who have given up monkhood and returned to ordinary life? Do you think the world is becoming better or worse, or coming to an end soon due to climate change and whatnot? Why are some people violent, and where does violence come from?
So, where is your ex-girlfriend now?
Where is my ex-girlfriend now? I think she's in Boston.
In America?
Yeah, we met in the US.
Oh,
yeah.
I got invited to teach at Boston University before.
Ah, okay.
I met the professor. He brought the university students. So I was teaching as a private special meditation and Buddhism class at the International Meditation Center. Mm-hmm. So he really liked it. So he said that, KK, I really want to invite you to go to Boston University to give some lecture because it's hard to bring a group of students here. So it's easy to invite a monk with that. Yeah. So and then I had no contact and COVID and everything gone. More than 2 years. We had no monks and nothing. It was very hard. Very hard.
I'm sorry if I come back to the other question.
Yes.
But when I asked you why you said that you sacrificed your life, do you feel it like a sacrifice? Or?
Not exactly. It's kind of something that's hard to tell, It's kind of sacrificing, but I will not say sacrifice, Some monks, they became a monk from child, okay? And they die as a monk, and doing good. You see, we have 3 duties, Even monk has no paid, but we could do good. It's a kind of dedicating, making merit, the good deed, good action to the people. When people get illness, sickness, they go to doctor. When people has the mental stress, they come to temple and monks teach them. Monks give them advice. Monks develop their wisdom, So many more things. Yes, so it's kind of, I will say, sacrifice, or sacrifice word is not good for me. That's why, yes.
So maybe you mean that you say maybe sacrifice because you understand that for us that we are not monks, that would mean sacrificing.
Yeah,
right?
that way we can say.
Yeah.
But that's why people call you ordinary people. I'm ordained monk. Okay, so what you guys are supposed to do, I'm not supposed to do that. So it means I have to renounce from the ordinary life to become ordained life. I have to live with 227 rules and regulations to have less desire, less attachment, less greed, less angry, less temptations, less suffering, less worries, less tensions. See, one color inside, outside. At least tomorrow I don't have to worry which color I'm going to use. Simple life. You see, I shave my hair at least once or twice a month. Tomorrow I don't have to worry about my hair. No worry at all, So less attachment, less desire, So, yeah, basically I would say it's a renunciation to have less suffering. And not like you. It's different.
But do you miss anything about your ordinary life?
I do. I used to play cricket.
Yeah.
It's even as a monk in Sri Lanka, in India. Here not allowed. Monks not allowed in sports. Even you see the Muay Thai boxing, monks not allowed. But some monks in like a Shaolin, they're so good in martial art. They should do that, but different. So I do miss a lot, and it was hard not to have temptation. We're still human, So that's why it's a lot of practice in it. Especially meditation helps you a lot.
I wanted to ask, you said the 3 practices which one monk should practice. I think an ordinary person can also be practicing those things. And can we assume it's a way of living? Being
it's a way of life.
Because one can also without being monk or without being called.
The teaching of the Buddha, anyone can apply that. It's not only for Buddhist monk, but as a Buddhist monk we have different rules. For example, the Buddha has taught us 5 precepts to train your moral. Avoiding killing any living beings, to respect a life, not to harm, to develop the loving kindness, compassion to the world, to spread the peace, all right, and avoiding stealing, which is not given or permitted. You should not take other belongings. It means to be humble, and avoiding having sexual misconduct. Boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, and husband, they can have sex, but not to cheat on your partner. In a relationship, it's very important. No matter gay couple, lesbian, or transgender, doesn't matter. The matter is respect. And avoiding or abstaining from telling lie, giving false speech. Let's say, when you lie and, it harms someone. For example, I'm not enlightening, but I tell people enlightened, So it could be so disrespect to the people, that kind of lie. And avoiding intoxication, taking drugs, any kind of things that are not good for your mind and brain. Mind and body. If you lost your mind, then maybe you're able to cheat on your partner, you're able to stealing, you're able to tell lie or worshipping, or you could kill when you have no mind. So if you follow that 5 precepts, you have a very good life. Even you don't have to be a Buddhist to follow that. Anyone can live. But as a Buddhist monk, we are not ordinary people as a monk. So we have 227 rules.
So these are 5. So what you said is only 5 of those rules.
Yes.
But those are the most important ones.
It's important it's important, but I will not say most. All are important, the teachings. It's a moral training, not enough. You have to train your mental. When you're avoiding doing bad, you can purify the mind. And then your wisdom will develop. It's called the three-fold trainings, 3 ways to train. To train the 3 ways, you have to follow the 8 things, the Noble Eightfold Paths. You know.
What is enlightenment?
Enlightenment means you totally free from suffering. Before someone died, they could be free from mental suffering, not the physical suffering. So Buddha, he got enlightened age of 35. He was awakening from his mentally desire, mentally attachment, mentally anger, greed, craving. You know, he has no more mental suffering. But someone can get fully enlightened, physical and mental suffering, free from physical and mental suffering after death. It's called the fully enlightened. No more reincarnation, no more reborn into the cycle of life, or samsara. Samsara.
But there seems to be that in order to keep surviving and living life, you have to have some basic desires, at least, like to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your need for shelter, and maybe some security. So if all your desires go away, how can you guarantee that you will even keep surviving physically?
Well, actually, what I told people, you guys are ordinary people. You have to work, find money, survive, whatever. You can have desire, but not to dwell on that. Okay? But as a monk, I try not to have desire to free from suffering. You know what I mean? So you are not monk at all. So you can have desire. Desire is not a bad word. Without desire, you will not easily achieve.
So if you are an ordinary person, you have to have desire.
Yeah, desire is part of life, human life.
And if I don't have any desire, I cannot be an ordinary person anymore. I have to become a monk? Or I'm just wondering, is it possible to live the city life without desire?
Desire, I think desire is a part of life. Don't think that monk do not have desire.
Yeah.
Okay. But in the Buddha time, you can be without desire. At that time, it's not digital world. Everything a reality. You don't need money. They don't use money at that time. They don't have fancy things. But now without desire, you cannot achieve anything. The digital world, AI world, you should have desire or temptation to something, But in the Buddha time, no desire. It's okay. Less suffering. So that's why what I'm saying, you can have desire, but not to dwell on that. When you dwell on the desire, it causes suffering. That's why people meditate a lot.
But few emotions are very basic to any human being.
Yes.
Like even getting angry. It might
Yes.
you talk about that person who questioned Allah.
Uh-huh.
So you didn't feel angry or you feel?
I do. Feelings, positive or negative, is human nature. When you practice mindfulness meditation, you will learn 4 foundations of mindfulness. So one of the foundation is the feelings. We call the mindfulness of feelings. Feelings has positive or negative. Okay? So when feelings arise yourself, you just be aware, acknowledge on that, feel it, let it happen. But you don't dwell on that. If you don't dwell, the feelings became temporary, impermanent. You have to learn that one.
Yeah.
Yes. So I feel at the day, but I don't follow it again and again. I don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
Welcome to my class. If you have time, you can learn more and more the meditation. Friday, 9:30 start. It's a free class. I will going to teach a lot about Buddhism and also practice meditation. Yes, it's a free class. Anyone can walk in.
So as a monk, do you still have friends?
Yes.
So is that kind of attachment okay?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, it doesn't mean that you don't have friends as a monk. But let's say, for example, many monks, they have parents. Still they love to parents, okay? So monks also has a family, means what? Parents, sister, brothers, grandparents, We can have also friends. I have monk's friend, I have ordinary friend as well. No problem. Yes.
But romantic relationship creates some problem.
Monk is temporary life of monk. You could be monk how long you want. Even there are some monks who fall in love with a girl. Could be. Buddha never said that monk should not fall in love.
Yeah.
But he have to stop being a monk before have the relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Being a monk, you are not supposed to, let's say, sex or get married or having kids. Not allowed.
Yeah.
You have to stop first. There was a quite famous monk. He fell in love with a girl and he stopped being a monk and he got married.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is the perception of that monk that stops being a monk? From the how monks see the people who stop being monks?
Nothing is problem. It's a temporary life of monk. You can be monk how long you want. You can die as a monk if you want. People will not see it a bad way. Everyone has right decision to become a monk and stop being a monk. Buddha never ever say that everyone should be monk or you should be the rest of life. No. It's from the tradition, not from the teaching.
Yeah.
A lot of things mix between culture and Buddhism. So whatever you see around the temple is not from the Buddhism. So that's what I'm going to teach on Friday. It's complete package. So you can learn, I will going to give the presentation. You can take pictures or note.
Do you think the world is becoming a better place or a worse place or both?
If we compare before and now, I think before was better than now. Now people became more selfish, not selfless. They only care themselves, not the others. And people also became less religious. The new generation are less religious, and they believe in kind of technology, the technology world now. I was talking about the AI, artificial intelligence, last there was a conference, and how can we apply meditation, So meditation is very important to use in daily life, So I think before was more better than now. Now people, as I told you, less religious, and selfish, not as selfless. They only know themselves. More I have, more I want. More I have, more I want. You can have a lot of things, but not the inner peace. And some religious also judge a lot. They judge a lot. Some kind of different religions. I was reading the news. In India has also a lot of problem before between Muslim, Hindu, and other religions. Like the Tiloka, he's from Bangladesh. He's talking to me before. Last year, I guess. 1.5, something like that. There was a Durga Puja in Bangladesh has a lot of Hindu people as well. They do also Durga Puja like in Kolkata. And there was a guy, he was a Muslim. He took the Quran Sharif, the main book in Muslim, he put on the Durga Ma. And the Muslim, not all Muslim are bad, especially the who wear the cap, long beard, the religious Muslim. They kill a lot of Hindus. They burn. It's, for example, it's happened in Kolkata. They burn the Hindu temple in Madras, Uttarakhand, like that, because of hingsha, not the ahimsa, hingsha. violent. Some people are so violent, They did nothing, but some religions still like that. Last few days back, I met wife and husband. They had 3 kids. They came here. I didn't know that they are missionaries. You know missionaries? And I talked at the beginning, and she started against with me. They don't believe in anything. They believe only God. Something like that. So some people are so strict religious. Those kind of things are, I think, should be equal, should respect each other. For example, he's a Catholic. Okay, talk to him, doesn't matter, Catholic, I have same love, kind, compassion, respect. It's bringing happiness, he's happy. Let's say you are Hindu, doesn't matter. The matter is mankind. That's what we have to learn. So the core teaching of the Buddha is the balance. Yes.
So where does violence come from? Why are some people violent?
Some of them, they use their religion in wrong way. Wrong number. Wrong religious. Someone, for example, look at the Christian. Before it was good. And then Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox, Jehovah's Witness, and baptized. See how many groups? They separate each other. Saying before, I like the Hindu culture because parents, grandparents, uncle, they stay together. No violence. But now, look at, they throw the parents, they separate, those kind of things, bring more violence, has no love and compassion, And people see different ways, like black and white still has problem in America or somewhere, Or, like for example, let's say, in Thailand, people, you can get married with Thai Buddhists or Christian. A lot of Christian people get married with a Thai lady, Thai girl. Doesn't matter. But if some religions, you are not allowed to get married. If you are different religions, that kind of things make more violence. Like if you are, for example, I think, if you are, let's say Hindu, I don't think you're supposed to go to Mecca in Saudi Arabia.
Makkah.
Yes. Yes. So it's only for the Islam. See how separate. Or let's say Buddhist temple. There has no sign. Non-Buddhists are not allowed to go. Anyone allowed to go. Open heart. Something like that. Even in Hinduism also has that kind of problem. If they see Muslim or something in the temple, they against. So people they use the religion in wrong number, wrong way. They don't use in right way. Same, not all Buddhist monks are good. In Myanmar, the Rohingya Muslim was killed a lot. There has some monks, maybe they tell other people to fight, something like that. So it's not the right way to use. So that's what I think, violence, it has no peace here inside. You don't let others to live with peace. So that's the thing,
So do you think the world is going to end?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the world is going to end? Actually, a lot of people are now believing that we are going very fast towards the world ending, like climate change or things like that.
Mm-hmm. Many people say that, but yeah. But according to Buddhism, Siddhartha Gautama, he has taught us 5,000 years. This is Thai Buddhist calendar, 2,566. So maybe around little more than 2,500, more like that. But yes, altogether will be 5,000. So after 2,000 something like that, everything will change.
But before the Thai year of 1, there was still more years before.
Before?
Yeah, I mean the calendar started 2000 years ago. But before that there were more
There
days.
was different Buddha.
There were like million years maybe.
Yeah, different Buddha. But this Siddhartha Buddha, his teaching will run until 5000.
Okay.
Yes, and then there will be
A new Buddha.
new Buddha.
Oh yeah, I have always wondered that. Because they say all the previous Buddhas, like where were they? You only keep hearing about Siddhartha Gautama.
Yes.
I don't really know anything much about the other Buddhas before.
Other Buddhas, there was the Siddhartha is the fourth number. The fourth number. So there was 2 or 3 more Buddha. And before that, according to story, 20 up Buddha. Okay. So at the time, people follow that Buddha. Okay. But this Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, he founded the path, the teaching himself. If you study about the Siddhartha Buddha, you will see, how he struggled. Yes. So those kind of things I'm going to present on Friday. If you have time, you can still come and see.
Okay. Do you think you're going to get enlightened?
Enlightened has no sign. Anyone can get it if you follow the path of enlightenment. That's why Buddha said, Nirvanang paramang sukhang. So Nirvana, paramang, param, sukh. So Nirvana is the ultimate happiness.
Yeah. So you do want to get enlightened.
Pardon?
You want to get enlightened.
I want.
Yeah.
But if I say I want, then I have desire.
Yeah. That's yeah, that's kind of funny.
কতদিন থাকবেন চিংমাইতে?
চিয়াংমাইতে আজকে আমাদের হচ্ছে গিয়ে সেকেন্ড নাইট হবে।
সেকেন্ড নাইট।
আর অ্যাটলিস্ট আর এক রাত থাকবো, মানে কালকে রাত্রিবেলাও থাকবো। তারপরে আর কতদিন থাকবো এক্স্যাক্টলি শিওর নেই। আমরা এখন এখান থেকে পাই যাবো স্কুটারে করে।
স্কুটারে? এটা 3 ঘন্টার পথ।
3 ঘন্টার পথ, হ্যাঁ
প্রায় 3 ঘন্টা হবে। জিগজাগ আঁকা বাঁকা রাস্তা। Should be helmet.
Yeah.
Pai. Yes. And from the Pai you can go to Mae Hong Son, border of Myanmar. And then after Mae Hong Son there is the Ban Rak Thai, so beautiful place. Ban Rak Thai. Ban means house or the village. Rak means heart. Thai means Thai. Ban Rak Thai.
Nice.
So Pai is a small city. Every day has walking street. People really enjoy that. Yes. It's surrounded the mountain. Pai.
So what were you doing in Kolkata?
I was studying there. I studied about Buddhism and even I forgot it, 17 years ago. Nothing was developed at the time. Yes. I mean, Guru Gari dekhechi.
Kolkata?
Yeah. Chorechi, rickshaw চড়েছি, রসগোল্লা খেয়েছি, ভাত ডাল সবজি এগুলো খুব পছন্দ করি। So it's quite a long time ago. You guys are welcome on Friday. You can learn so many things, even for the half day, or if you can do full day, it's very nice. I take the tour around the temple to teach the Thai culture. Many Indian people also come here.
Yeah, so, Nicholas is kind of considering to do a Vipassana retreat.
This is Vipassana. I give introduction. Yeah, before you go to Vipassana, introduction is very important. Because when you go to Vipassana retreat, some places they don't give introduction. They just straightforward to practice. Yeah, so that's why I'm going to give the introduction of the Buddhism, meditation, and practice as well, the tour around the temple, and finally has monk chat. So there will be more people. They will going to ask also different questions, then you can get information, the informative. But I have to go back to my temple.
Okay.
I have the evening chanting and it's far from here.
Yeah.
So now my friend is waiting outside.
What was your name again?
KK.
KK.
Yeah, KK.
Okay.
Our name KK.
Yeah. আমার নাম নীল.
Neil.
Yeah, like blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Neil. Oh, Neil Daria. His name is Neil. Yeah. You should go to Sri Lanka in Jaffna. Has Trikonamale. Yes. And there's a Neil, blue sea. Yes. In Sri Lanka, it's a beautiful country. You can visit many places.
Mm-hmm.
Small country, but many places. Now I think they have crisis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had recently they had crisis.
Yes. When I was the Tamil tiger fight, long time ago. I think 2009, 2008, I guess. Tamil tiger. Yeah, now, yeah, it's been a long time I didn't be. I want to go to Europe. Not now, not cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. I
Yeah.
want to visit. My older sister in France. She has 3 kids. And I didn't meet with her almost 17 years. Yes. Life is a suffering. Suffering is part of life. You don't want it, but you have to accept it. Okay, so take a blessing. We just begin a new year, right?
Yeah.
So start a new year by doing good and blessing from the monk. Okay? While I give blessing, what you have to do? Keep good wishes. Okay? Wish for yourself, wish for your beloved one, your parents, your grandparents, and thanks for them for giving a life. Thanks to your friends, whoever stay with you even a second, sharing everything. Okay? And if you know someone who are in suffering, wish for them for recover their suffering, and wish for who already passed away for rest in peace. Wish for all the religions more peace and happiness. Okay, so yeah, let me give you a wish. Keep close your eyes, relax your mind and body, just relax. Satu, 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 Puttha raksa, Dhamma raksa, Sangha raksa, Nubhavena sada sati bhavantu te. Ayan jakhoda khina thinang sangha mi supatithita thikharata hitayasa sadana so upakapati soyati thamo jayang nithasya dupetana puja jakata urara paranca bhikkona manopatinang tume hipoyang paso tanganapakam. Sabbe tiya pivacantu sappharoko vinasantu mate bhavatantarayo sokhi te kayuko bhava pivatana sirica nicang Puttha pacayino cattaro dhammang vatanti ayuwano sokhang para.
Thanks for hanging out with us today at the Room of Lives. If you listen to my podcast a lot, you should probably get out more.
For humanity. So that's very difficult. And so maybe we cannot answer that because it's too difficult. So maybe, so maybe imagine that we want our future to look like just, equal, whatever. But so are we agreeing on that? We are not agreeing. So I think that diversity is very important so that, there is no a clear one direction for humanity. Mm-hmm. There are like a bunch of them, and then some of them will become more prevalent. But the diversity makes the risk of going to extinction lower. It's the same as like eating diverse food. Everything kind of fucks you up. But if you eat just a little bit of everything, it's like nothing reaches the point where you are really, if you are eating all the time this, then this becomes very bad for you. But if you eat, I don't know, you eat more diverse, it's like, well, this is fucking me up in my eye, and this is fucking me up in my heart, and this is fucking me up in my whatever. But in general, no, a single organ is like very, very fucked up. So I think that diversity is important for, like allowing humanity to have different mindsets and like, for example, yours and yours.
I heard you, but based on what you said and you said, I have two things. One, you were talking about the education and all. In a way, sometimes I do feel that this whole education system try to impose one way of living in ourselves, and whatever, if it is a madrasa, it is normal school which we are going, or the priest, or the whatever monks, or whatever. They are telling us to go for some particular like to be in the society, you have to like be like this is one thing. Secondly, what you were telling, because you bring the point of diversity and the humanity, I do feel whatever you do, whatever we do, okay, even the spirituality has no meaning if it is not, it is not giving something to someone, like it can be a moment of joy to someone, okay.
Well, that might be your idea of spirituality.
Means no, for me it is not just specific to spirituality. For any work I do, it's like for me it has no use of being alive if I, why does it make sense just live, eat, do things for myself? What does that mean?
Oh yeah, when you said that, I did not necessarily
Just
mean.
eat something and sleep, dress up, look good, and my family.
I think a lot of spirituality is about discovering that life is without purpose.
So that's what, yeah.
I think a lot of spirituality is about discovering that life is without purpose.
That's why I'm telling you there can be different way of achieving the spirituality, and that is not a one thing where one peak of mountain where everyone can like just go and follow way. I think there can be different ways, like diversity. Yeah, and based on different human beings. We are so diverse, then why we want to follow one path?
Well, we don't want to follow one path.
Yeah, I'm
Different
just
people
telling
follow
you.
different paths.
But I think it's a good metaphor, the one of the mountain. And I think that it's kind of also like maybe understandable that people that have gone through a path and they reached a place, they're like, hey, yes, you can go through other paths, but this one, we already, marked every spot,
Yeah.
You just have to follow this, and is everything very, structured, with all the signs and so on.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, but
The easy one.
I want to go myself, and I have good orientation on, like, where to go, like if I'm going up,
That is
if I'm
what
going
to say.
down.
Root oriented.
Yeah, but I think it's a good metaphor that maybe even there are like different good paths already, like with signs, with flags, with everything. Maybe it's like Islam, Christianity, other one, and yeah. But maybe not everyone starts in the same point. So maybe going to the start of other places like very complicated, or even if they start in that, like in the start of the Christian path, maybe they are like, hey, there is a lizard that I want to see. Like,
Yeah.
why don't you allow me to go to the lizard?
And might be someone is afraid of lizard,
Yeah.
and someone love them. इस एक चीज़ याद आई, it just remind me something. Like when we first went to the Kedarnath, we felt so beautiful. And
Can you tell me tell him what Kedarnath is before
okay, I'm
continuing?
sorry, yeah. Kedarnath. In India, there are 4 धाम को क्या बोलते
Yeah, it's a spiritual site.
हैं?
People go
For
for like pilgrimages.
earlier, there were one you can say a Hindu guru or something. I don't have a proper word for him, Shankaracharya. So what he decided, that India is a big country and we are so diverse. I am just telling the positive thing. What would be the reason that they made 4 dham, 4 उसको हाई लीगल को क्या बोलते हैं?
Paths.
हाई लीगल, do you understand हाई लीगल? पवित्र.
Yeah,
Sacred places. Shankaracharya was one person who decided this India is a very vast country and people should keep on meeting each other and people should keep on visiting other places to know the country and know the diversity and accept this and and cherish it and I think celebrate this that we are the part of such a beautiful world. So there were 4 they decided whoever like 4 places in India, the most sacred places for Hindu, like Kedarnath in the northern part, then in if you go to the east south part, then there is Puri, Jagannath Puri, okay, and then in the southern part Rameshwaram, and in the western part Dwarkapuri. 4 places were so sacred for us that, and they were all situated in the 4 different part of the country. So people will go there and will see the diversity, will relish the food and the geography and everything, landscape that is so different. Yeah, so that was one way. So when I went to Kedarnath first when I was in 12th class. I felt so good that wow, it's seriously a sacred place and I'm feeling different and all. Yeah, but when I grew up and I went to another place called Tungnath, and when I was climbing the mountains and when I reached there, I realized no, this also has the same vibes. It is also some great place. Yeah, might possible some mountain is still there which is unexplored, and if somebody goes, it might have the same feel or something. Yeah. So why I told this?
So you went to one of these places together?
I went to the all 4 places.
Do you realize that when Prachi kind of loses the thread of what she's saying, it reminds me of how people act when they're high. Like, wait, why was I saying this? Yeah, Prachi, even in normal life, it feels like she's high.
I literally feel sometimes.
I think you should be careful about smoking too much. You feel like you were in a trance.
I feel like most of the time.
You feel kind of intoxicated most of the time.
People can't digest it.
Yeah.
Why she is in trance without.
Yeah. Also, when she's
anything.
speaking to us, I notice sometimes her eyes will drift off.
Yeah. I was looking at here,
and I think you are not just seeing this. You're seeing something else.
Yeah.
Right? So this happens a lot with Prachi. I think her internal visualization is very pronounced. Mm-hmm. And when she's talking about I was climbing the mountains, her eyes kind of went kind of defocused. And I think she's seeing something. Yeah. And that's why I think it's kind of hard for you to stay interlinked with a conversation, because your mind keeps going to those visualizations, and then you're like, wait, what was I talking about? What were you talking about?
Did you understand what I wanted to tell?
I understood this kind of detour that you took to explain Kedarnath and everything.
Did you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay,
but why you started that, we no longer know.
I started that for the different for the different paths and for the different places, for the different experience which we have throughout the path.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was the moral of the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does this make any sense now?
Yeah.
School wala experience batao.
Actually, even the Buddha had a lot of different experiences.
Yeah,
He wasn't a monk from day one.
I know.
He was actually
That's
barred.
why that
He was-
was still justifiable for
Yeah,
me.
he was blocked from being any of those things when he was growing up, and he was like, "Fuck this shit, I'm leaving." And then he became like a mega monk or whatever, and he was like, "This shit also doesn't make sense." And then he went. So he actually had a diversity of experience before.
Exactly. He was the son of a king, right?
Yeah.
I heard that he was living such a happy life that he didn't realize that there are suffering in the world. And then one day, when something happened, went out or something, and then he realized that okay, there is the other thing as well which exists, which is suffering and all. Yeah, that might be joy as well, and whatever he would have seen, and then whatever happens.
Then he decided to invest in crypto.
And open a chat box.
Imagine if that was the story of Buddhism.